Welcome to our travel vlog. If you saw my last vlog where I was prepping for travel, you know that we are heading to Boston, which is where I grew up and my immediate family is. So it is my son's birthday this week and we're gifting him a trip. His first flight to go visit family. It's been a long time since we've seen family, so I'm excited. Also nervous, of course, to travel with my baby for the first time. So right now I am making us food. I'm making pasta because we're leaving the house at 10 in the morning and we don't get into Boston until 11:30 p.m. at night. Of course, there is a 3-hour time difference, but his lunch and meal time is going to be us traveling, so I need to prep all his snacks and all his meals because, you know, I don't know about the airport food, so I prefer to just make our own food. So that's what I'm doing. I'm cutting his pasta. And I have this little container. I showed you the lunch box yesterday. This is the pasta. And I'm just gonna add some ground turkey to it. So I have the pasta underneath and the ground turkey on top. And I'm hoping that this stays, you know, as advertised, stays warm until we feed him. For us, I'm just gonna take our food in a disposable container that we can just get rid of once we're done. Ours doesn't need to stay warm, we can eat it cold. Of course, I'm gonna do the dishes before we leave. And if you're done, you can dress the baby, my love. And we are getting ready to leave the house. I'm feeling a little bit nervous. I'm super excited. And we're about to head to the airport. So we have that carry-on bag for me. We have this carry-on bag for my husband. He has a little backpack. I have my own backpack. And then we have the diaper bag. So we are carrying a lot of stuff, but I'm one of those people who likes to be prepared instead of like needing something and not having it. So that is what we're doing. We're about to get in the car. Are you excited? This diaper bag is literally packed to the brim. Blanket, lovey, noise canceling headphones, toys, food, diapers, everything we need. And then that's my bag, my personal item. You ready to go, Papa?
How you feeling?
I'm a little nervous. Yeah, are you excited? You're gonna go on the airplane? We made it to the airport. Summer Fridays. Okay, so we made it to the gate. We made it through TSA. It was easy enough. We are at our gate waiting. Drew went to get us some food. Even though I cooked dinner, we're gonna wait to eat that on the airplane. So right now we're gonna get some Dunkin'. Baby's having a little snack. He ate at my in-laws' home before we left because they brought us to the airport. And so far, so good.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not board after this announcement, your seats will be dropped. Once again, please make sure you are in 40 feet from line 233 Dallas. And this is a final boarding call.
So I was not expecting a full meal on the airplane. As you know, I made us some dinner, but they did serve us food and we took it because we're hungry. I've been flying LA to Boston and Boston to LA for over 10 years and I don't remember the last time they gave us a full meal on the airplane. They used to a long time ago, but I guess maybe they're bringing it back. We made it to Boston. The baby did so good on the flight, and I literally, this is my GoPro that I'm recording on, and I left it on the airplane. After we got out of the airplane, I realized that I didn't have it, and I ran to the gate, and the guy, I was like, can I go back in? I think I left my GoPro in there. He's like, you can't go in. What seat were you sitting at? And I'll go get it. Like, we'll check. And they found it. Yay! So I didn't lose the camera. But we're at the airport. Baby did so good. He got a little fussy here and there, but he did so good. He slept for 2 hours, and everyone at the end was like, that baby did so well. I knew they were gonna say that because people always are worried when they see a baby on an airplane, but our baby did well. I just hope he repeats it on our way back, on the way back, because we're doing a morning flight instead of a evening flight. Right now we're just waiting for my brother-in-law to come pick us up, and we need to exit the airport, so let's go. Adrien. So I am back home in LA, and I didn't want to leave this video without telling you how our airplane ride back home with baby went. So I'm happy to report that was almost a repeat of our plane ride there. So I'm gonna go over what I think worked for us. So in case you are traveling in the near future with a toddler, with a 1-year-old, that hopefully this can help you. So one of the things I kept hearing from people is landing and takeoff, you know, they have to be sucking on something. And since I'm still a breastfeeding mom, I decided that I was gonna breastfeed during landing and takeoff. So on our way to Boston, the time of our flight was around his nap time. So I kept him awake until we were taking off so I can breastfeed him during the takeoff and he will fall asleep, which is what ended up happening. So when he woke up, he was fine. His ears didn't pop. He was okay. And then again, during landing, I did the same thing. He breastfed and everything was good. Now, on the way back, I was worried because he ended up falling asleep. So our flight to come back was super early. We left Boston at 7 in the morning. Yeah, we had to be at the airport at 5 in the morning. Our plane took off at 7, and there was a little bit of delay during the takeoff, and I was trying to keep him awake and he fell asleep. I was breastfeeding him because he was getting cranky, and I was just like, okay, fine, let's breastfeed him. And he fell asleep during the takeoff, and I was worried that once we were high up in the air and once he woke up, his ears were going to pop and that he would be crying because of it. But as soon as I kept him close, I was covered and I kept him close to my breast, and once he woke up, he kind of before he woke up, he just started sucking, and I don't know if that helped, but he didn't cry. His ears didn't pop and he didn't cry. And I did breastfeeding during landing as well, so he didn't cry. So his ears thing, nothing happened. He was fine with all of that. As far as entertainment on the airplane, that activity book that I showed you in my last vlog was super helpful. He was entertained with the activity. His favorite was the animals and the shapes. He was just taking them off, putting them back on, so he was entertained with that. We filled his time with the activity book, feeding him, breastfeeding him, and also the snacks that we brought, as well as some screen time on the airplane. We did put some kids entertainment on there. He didn't have headphones, so he wasn't listening to the TV, but he was looking at it. And then I also walked him back and forth towards the back of the airplane because he wanted to be on his feet. So I walked him towards the back where the bathroom area is. So he walked around a little bit. The flight attendants were really nice. He was touching, this is after their flight attendant service was over, so they were kind of relaxing, and he was just in there wanting to touch everything, and I was with him the whole time making sure that he wasn't pulling things out from the cabinets that were open. And the flight attendant was like, oh, that's fine, he's doing good. So that was great. Changing the diaper in the bathroom was fine. I'd heard that sometimes it's very small, but the airplane that we were on, the diaper changing table came down over the toilet, and it was a big space. I laid my baby on it, and he fit there laying down fully. So that was not a problem. And he was playing peekaboo with the people sitting behind us and next to us. So he was entertained the entire time, and he did great on both. So he slept for 2 hours on the way there, and on the way back he slept for 3 hours, even more. So it was great. He was getting fussy here and there, and every time we would get fussy, we would introduce a new toy. We also had these fidget spinners that I put on the screen in front of us, and he was entertained with them a little bit. And let me show you, because that I didn't show. We had these. They have a suction on the back, and so he was just turning them. And he entertained himself for a while with this. And I'll link this below and all the stuff that we used on the airplane. If you're interested, I will link it in the description below. So those were like the toys. So what I would recommend is definitely have new toys that you can introduce. Don't introduce everything off the bat. It's just like every time they get fuzzy, introduce something new, whether that is a new toy or a new activity or a snack or something, and do your best. It was, I'm not gonna say that it was like smooth sailing. We did have a little bit of stress, like, you know, when he was getting fussy, but it wasn't bad. It definitely wasn't bad. I would love to fly again and see how he does on an airplane again. But for now, this is gonna be it for this video. My baby woke up, so I'm gonna go get him. I love you, stay safe, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.